Heat linked to 23-year-old scorer in latest trade chatter. The Miami Heat's 2022-23 season has been a difficult one-step forward, two-step back scenario. Despite Bam Adebayo and Max Strus scoring more points than ever before and Caleb Martin playing his greatest basketball of his career, inconsistency on both ends and Jimmy Butler's injuries have conspired to keep the team down. Miami was in the bottom 5 in the league in offensive rating, 109.1, and rebounding percentage entering Tuesday's games, 48.9. While the team only allows 110.8 points per 100 possessions, ranking 7th in the league, there are issues on the defensive end as well. Seeing as how the Heat were supposed to be in the title conversation again this season, the free fall down to 10th place in the East, at 13-15, has fans, pundits and reporters alike discussing the team's trade possibilities. To that end, a new name just entered the fray as a potential target for Pat Riley and company. Another Pistons player mentioned as a Heat target. On Monday, The Athletic's James Edwards III broke down a number of trade scenarios for the Detroit Pistons based on intel that he had gathered. And the Heat received a mention in the report as a team that could make a play for big man Nerlens Noel. Shortly after that story began making the rounds, Heat reporter Adam Borei linked another Pistons player to the South Beach crew. Namely, third-year forward Saddiq Bey. Have heard for a few weeks now that there is some interest from Miami, in Bey, tweeted Borei. There was also interest on draft day a few years ago. For his part, Edwards noted in his piece that Bey may be gettable at the right price, although he couldn't quite discern what the right price would be, especially with the 23-year-old struggling to shoot the ball this season. Regardless, Borei likes Bey as a match for Miami. Saddiq feels like the exact type of player the Heat should be targeting, he added. The Heat and Pistons have had conversations about a few players over the last year, so it's not difficult to imagine that there would be some rapport there already. Bey's perimeter offense has tailed off significantly. As a rookie during the 2020-21 campaign, Bey bore the look of one of the league's next great sharpshooters. It basically took the COVID-19 pandemic reducing the length of the schedule to keep him from breaking Donovan Mitchell's rookie three-point record of 187. Bey finished with 175 long-range makes while playing 9 fewer games than Mitchell did in 2017-18 with the Jazz, and he was bagging 2.5 triples per game. Alas, after shooting 38% from deep that year, Bey dropped to 34.6% in 2021-22 and now he's at a woeful 29.9% in 22-23. He has been particularly bad when under any kind of duress, connecting at just a 16.7% clip when defenders are within 6 feet of him. That said, things haven't been all bad for Bey. His shooting percentage is within 3 feet of the hoop, 64.6, and from 3 to 10 feet out, 43.4, will be career best numbers if they hold. His free throw rate of .368 per field goal attempt represents a seismic leap over previous years, too. It's not hard to envision a spike in production occurring if he could take that improved inside game to Miami, where he may also find himself with more clean, open opportunities from deep than he's currently getting in Detroit. The Detroit Pistons are currently 8-22, which is the second worst record in the NBA. And as one of the few teams expected to be sellers prior to the NBA's February 9th trade deadline, rival executives are circling the team like vultures. Recently, multiple teams have inquired about Saddiq Bey, who is averaging 14.4 points, 4.2 rebounds, 1.6 threes and 0.9 steals on .401/.298/.870 shooting splits in his third NBA season. The Pistons' asking price for Bey is an unprotected first-rounder, according to Jake Fisher of Yahoo Sports. Fisher adds that the Pistons are expected to move Nerlens Noel prior to the February 9th trade deadline, and that Alec Burks is also a trade candidate after drawing interest from numerous teams. The Pistons have assembled a talented young core that features 9 players who are age 23, Ivy, Bey and Jalen Duren among others. This is a rebuilding year for the Pistons, who have the NBA's 29th-ranked defense, allowing 114.6 points per 100 possessions, and 25th-ranked defense. Points per 100 possessions. 7.